from an audience standpoint, we think, kind of like Joel, that Ellie, this is a pretty shocking sort of thing. Ellie's killing somebody, or Ellie shot somebody. And Joel, is very careful and sends her away. And he is projecting onto Ellie his own relationship with his daughter, Sarah, because he's immediately thinking, if Sarah had done this kind of thing, how would that fundamentally change her perspective? And so Ellie doesn't need to see this. Ellie doesn't need to be the one to do this. I'm going to do that because I'm already broken. I'm already kind of grizzled by the world. And so I'm going to protect her. But Ellie announces that this isn't the first time. For us, the audience, this isn't just a character development sort of thing. This is a character revelation for us. It's like, oh, she's got a backstory that we really don't know.
Yeah.
And so if we've been projecting Sarah onto Ellie, then we need to be careful not to do that.
I think it also alludes to the fact that there's what we perceive someone's lived experience to be and the reality of their lived experience. The assumptions that we make about what someone has been through and what they think. Tell us a little bit about how you've seen this lived out. I think especially in the classroom environment where you have people who don't know each other who then have to quickly get together and kind of share some deep vulnerabilities while they're learning together. You facilitate this well. Tell me about it.
We talk about this a lot in my classes, and one of the things, there's a great TED Talk that's called The Danger of a Single Story. Forgetting the name of the presenter, but she is telling her story about the way that she's been stereotyped throughout years. But one statement kind of rings incredibly true. Said the problem with stereotypes is not that they are necessarily untrue, but they are incomplete. And whenever there's a gap in knowledge, we fantasize or fictionalize to like build in the gaps. And that's what we do in our interpersonal relationships as well. We see someone and we have an archetype in our mind for what that type of person is, and we come up with their backstory. So we begin to project that onto people. And so the way, we talk about this again and again on this show, proximity is going to produce empathy because you're getting to know the real person. Something else that I also have begun to say ever since our Final Fantasy VII Rebirth lecture series, our interview with Tyler Hepner, when he said, paint what you see, not what you know, or draw what you see, not what you know. And I think that that's something that we tend to do all the time. That's what Joel's doing with Ellie here. He's drawing Ellie as what he knows, not necessarily who she is and what he sees. That's such a huge dynamic that he's overcoming.
What a great callback. And that's a great interview if anybody wants to go back and listen to it. Tyler's remarkably talented and was very kind to give us that time. So shout out Tyler if you're out there listening. Thanks for the interview.